morning, y'all. All right, so I went to go and get me some coffee because it's gonna be a long day, and my Keurig coffee wasn't gonna cut it for me today. But another thing is I was up a lot through the night because I have horrible sciatica. So my back has been killing me. My hips are in excruciating pain. It hurts to sleep. It hurts to lay down. And so I just have been really frustrated. I mean, like all through the night and even this morning. And so I was sitting in my chair because I now have a recliner in my room because the pain is so bad sometimes that I can't lay down. And so I have to get up in the middle of the night and just sit in my chair. And I remember just sitting up and just saying to God, like, I'm so frustrated right now. I'm tired. It's going to be a long day. I still got homework to do. I got to work late today. My back is killing me, and I just don't even really want to deal with this day. And what God said to me was so loving, and it was so gentle. And he literally said, you are not at the mercy of what you're experiencing. And I'm like, what does that have to do with anything? But what he was saying made so much sense, because what he was telling me was, you are a child of God. I have given you power and authority. You have power and authority over the powers of the enemy. So you're not some weak, wimpy, individual. And here you are whining and complaining as if you don't have the power of prayer at your fingertips and on your tongue and on your lips, as if you can't speak life. And so the reason I'm sharing that this morning is because there are times in life where we are spiritually lazy and we don't know it. And it's not because it's intentional. It's because we're exhausted with life. And we've got so many things going on, and we're wearing so many different hats that we feel like we don't have energy to do what we need to do. Or we have these real life situations, because the pain that I'm feeling is real. I have been dealing with sciatica since 2019. I'll never forget it. September 2019, I woke up one morning and I could not walk. I could not stand up. And even now, as I am telling you guys this story, and I'm kind of, just sharing what I'm going through, I'm reminded of the lame man that couldn't walk, and Jesus asked him, well, but do you really want to be made whole? And the question seems so insensitive in the moment, because it's like, what do you mean, do I want to be made whole? Like, what you mean? Like, yeah, I want to be made whole. That's why I'm talking to you about it. That's why I'm frustrated about it, because I want to be made whole. But in reality, are we doing everything that we need to be doing as children of God to walk in the healing and freedom that he's already given us? Like, are we praying and fasting? Are we doing and taking care of our responsibilities as children of God to be able to walk in that authority that he's given us? And so I'm sharing that with you guys this morning. I'm backing into my garage, y'all, so just ignore me. I'm sharing that with y'all this morning to say, child, my backup camera is having a heart attack. Listen, I promise y'all I'm not about to run into the house. I think I was just a little too close to the garage door for its comfort. But I'm sharing this with y'all to say, examine your spiritual walk. If I look at mine lately, one of the things that God is working on me with in this season is consistency. And that is because I struggle in that area. It's not purposeful. It's just something I've always struggled with, especially if I've got a lot going on. And even like in this season of my life, I'm wearing a million hats, and I feel like I never have enough hours in the day to do what I need to do. I have a promotion at work, and I'm blessed and I'm favored and I love it, but it is a lot. I'm still in school. I'm working on my master's, and I feel like I just am forever needing to do something and never having enough time to do it. And so physically and mentally, I'm always exhausted. And what it has done is caused me to walk in spiritual laziness, because I'm so tired all the time that there are times where I'm not warring like I should be, and I'm not interceding like I should be, and I certainly haven't been fasting like I should be. So this morning, this little quick, interaction with me and the Lord it meant a lot to me, because what he was lovingly correcting me and saying, you have everything you need to come up out of certain situations in your life, but you are not actively doing what you need to do to walk in that authority and that healing. And so for as long as you decide to be content with where you are, that's where you're going to be. Now, it doesn't mean that you won't still be blessed. It doesn't mean I'm not going to take care of you. It doesn't mean that you're not anointed and you don't have spiritual gifts. What it does mean, though, is that the fullness of what God has for you and the fullness of the authority that he has given you, you cannot access it unless you're doing certain things. So even as I sit here this morning in correction, I'm sharing it with y'all too, to say your journey and your walk with God is a daily walk. And people think that because you don't see big things happening in your life, that the power of God is not resting on you, or maybe something is wrong with you and you don't have the authority of God and of Jesus Christ on the inside of you. That's not true. It's just, are we doing what we need to be doing to walk in it? If I was a manager somewhere and my team was running amok, people would be looking at me like, hey, what's going on with your team? Like, are you being an effective leader? Are you checking in? Are you watching what they're doing? So we have been appointed. The Bible calls us in 1 Peter chapter 2:9, we are a chosen people and a royal priesthood. We were predestined to go out into the world and to make disciples and to share the goodness of God and to walk in the authority that he's given us and to be examples to others of what it looks like to be a child of God. So your healing and your authority and the power on the inside of you that comes from God through Jesus Christ, you have to do what you need to do as a child of God to walk in it. You have it. It's not like, well, I don't have it. You have it. But are you working out your spiritual muscles? Are you spiritually fit? We go to the gym and we work out and we work on our health and our diet, but are you spiritually fit? Are you fasting and praying? Are you making time for God? Are you coming away from the things that are distracting you? These are all things that he's correcting me about this morning. Don't mean that I'm going to be perfect. We'll never be perfect, but it does mean that I need to improve. This is something I already knew, but as I was talking to God and complaining about what I'm feeling this morning, he lovingly corrected me and said, yeah, I understand, but are you doing everything you need to walk in that? Have you done what you needed to do to access it and activate it in your life? Or are you content with where you are right now? And I'm not. So I posed that to you all this morning, and I share that with you all to say, if there's something in your life that is just not changing and you find yourself frustrated with it, stop and ask yourself, am I doing everything I need to do to access it? Because it's work. Being a child of God is not easy. Like, some things only go out by prayer and fasting. So if you have this thing in your life that's not going anywhere, it's probably one of those things you're going to have to pray and fast on before you can really see deliverance and freedom that has already been given to you. And we confuse having something already in us and with us with being able to use it. I can have light switches all throughout my house, but if I have not paid my electric bill, then the lights are not going to work. A house can be fully equipped, but if the utilities are not paid, it's not going to work. Jesus already gave you what you need, but you have to walk in it. You have to fast. You have to pray. You have to go before God and seek knowledge and wisdom. You have to be sensitive to the voice and the leading of the Holy Spirit. You have to come away from distractions. You have to submit yourself. These are things that we all have to be doing to actually walk in what we already have. So anyway, I love y'all. I'm sharing that with you this morning as I'm getting ready for this very crazy day, and God knew I needed some encouragement. So he gave this to me to share with y'all so that as I'm saying it, it's encouraging me to move forward in my day, but also in my walk. I love y'all, and I will see you later.